I quickly just want to give you a little advanced preview of a couple of the concepts and terms we're going to be using in Lesson 3, just to be sure that we will understand what the measure means. So the measure of AB means that if A and B are numbers on a number line, then the measure of AB, which we denote just by AB without anything on top of it, and you just see two capital letters together like that without anything on top of them, we're talking about the measure of that line, that distance in that line segment from A to B. Now we can say that mathematically by saying AB is equal to the absolute value of A minus B. Okay, so these vertical lines here, this symbol means absolute value. Anything that's in between here, you calculate, and then you just take the absolute value of it, which means that if it's positive, you keep it as positive. If it's negative, you multiply it by a -1 to turn it into a positive. Okay? So we also have an important postulate, which is the segment addition postulate. Okay, which is that if Q is between P and R, let's draw that. Okay, let's have a line segment where we've got P, we've got R, and then we've got a point Q between them. Okay, that means when we say between, we're meaning that all of these 3 points are collinear. Okay, we're saying that P, Q, and R are collinear. Okay, Q is between P and R. Then, the postulate segment addition says then it is true that PQ plus QR equals PR. What does that mean exactly? It means that the distance between P and Q plus the distance between Q and R is equal to the distance between P and R. So if, like, let's say we had a number line. Let's draw a number line, and let's again have P, Q, and R. Okay, and let's say that P is at 0 on the number line, Q is at 2 on the number line, so we'll make a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and let's make this 5 on the number line. It means that the distance PQ, we're saying PQ plus QR is equal to PR. So the distance PQ is the distance between P and Q. What is that? Well, we set up here, it was the absolute value of the difference of A minus B. So that would be the absolute value of, let's say, 0 minus 2. Okay, that's the absolute value of P minus Q. Well, what is the absolute value of 0 minus 2? Just 2, right? Okay, plus QR. Well, QR is the measure of QR, which is the absolute value of 2 minus 5. We're saying that, well, let's figure out what that is. What's the absolute value of 2 minus 5? Well, 2 minus 5 is -3, and we said that if it's negative, we're going to just take the positive of it. We're going to multiply it by -1, so that gives us a 3. And then what is PR here? Well, PR is, the measure of PR is the absolute value of 0, which is where P is, minus 5, which is where R is. So what is 0 minus 5? -5. What's the absolute value of -5? Well, we take away the negative sign. We get 5. So we have 2 plus 3 equals 5, which we know, of course, is true. But we accept this as a postulate. Okay, and this is exactly how one talks about measures and how one talks about the segment addition postulate.